Today on Real World Magic, how pendulums work. It's the same way how ouija boards work, and yes, they do work. Watch this. Hello and welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. My name's Neil Trigger, I'm going to be your magical host, and today I'm here in a haunted warehouse to talk to you about how to use ouija boards and pendulums to communicate with the dead. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm in my bedroom and it's just a green light. Alexa, bedroom light, cool white.
Okay.
Yes, it's just not painted yet. It's actually been plastered. No, don't log off. I've got loads of genuinely free stuff for you, and I'm also talking about how pendulums work too, so stay tuned. It's not just the stuff of horror movies like The Exorcist or Damien the Omen. Ouija boards do spell out words and appear to move by themselves, and give people knowledge that appears to come from another world. It's true, and I'll explain how they work. Similarly, pendulums work. They move apparently by themselves. I'm going to explain how they work and how you can use them to tap into knowledge that you never knew you could access. I never make promises that I can't back up with facts, and so in this episode you're going to learn how to use pendulums and why they work. I've also got loads of free stuff and a really exciting update too, so stay tuned. Now, I'm going to start this video by giving stuff away, so if you want to skip that and go straight onto the main core of this video, it's going to be a few minutes, and I've put the exact time up here once I've edited this video so that you know the runtime. Skip that now if you don't want the free stuff. Still around? Cool, let's do this then! Firstly, I want to take a second to talk about developments, and I'm not just talking about me plastering my bedroom. You may have seen on my previous videos that someone, not me, put their foot through the floor in the loft and left a big hole in my bedroom ceiling. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't. Well, the reason I've been a little bit quiet on this channel recently is partly due to stuff like that. Now, I don't want to complain because I'm really enjoying my life right now, but I'm also very busy in my full-time job, and I'm doing a diploma and a master's at the same time. But most interestingly for you guys, I'm working on getting my website up and running. It's going to be a full-blown Web 4.0 internet hub, which sounds really cool, but it's not as geeky as it sounds, honestly. It's really intuitive, and the most exciting bit of all, I'm allowing my viewers, that's you guys, to sign up for free. The address is realworldwizards.com, and it's in development right now. It's already got lots of free stuff on it, already uploaded, but I am planning on adding loads more over time. Since the website isn't quite finished at the time of uploading this video, and certainly filming this video, I'd ask you to bear with me a bit. Try the web address, and you can actually sign up now, and I'll email you when it's live and when it's bug fixed and all that sort of stuff. If you're viewing this video a bit later on, try it. It should be online anyway because I'm nearly there with it. Just need to bug test it and that kind of thing. I've got tons of free stuff already on there, including blueprints to my illusions, like my box of ghosts, all my videos, social media stuff, a chat system that I'm building as well, where I'm going to be on a monthly chat with my viewers. So if you want to talk to me about anything that you see on this channel, if I'm online, that's a really good way to get an instant response. I'll also upload all of my audiobooks, all of my audio tracks, podcasts, artworks, t-shirt designs and stuff like that. There'll be white papers and tutorials, animations, cartoons, anything you can think of, I'll put it all online. And all digital things that I create, I'm giving them away to the members. Most of it will be free, and if you want to be a contributor on Patreon, I'll give completely unfettered access to absolutely everything. I'm ramping up for the future too, because I'm working on sorting my loft out. I've got a recording booth being made, insulation being added, and generally making loads of stuff, as long as I don't put my foot through the bedroom ceiling. It wasn't me, it was someone else, I promise.
Sure it was.
No, it was.
No, I know it was.
So there's loads of stuff being made at the moment that will add magic to your life. So here's a few things to look forward to in the coming weeks. For Valentine's Day, I've got a great documentary due, looking into the truth behind Valentine's Day and the traditions and why they're mainly pagan. St Patrick's Day comes next, and I want to talk about the myth and the traditions around St Patrick's Day and why St Patrick's Day is mainly pagan. Then April Fool's Day, and I'll give you a few little ideas using magic to add a bit of fun to the day and talk you through why April Fool's Day is mainly pagan. Then May Day, which is pagan, school summer holidays, which is pagan, and then we're back into October, which has Halloween in it, which, in case you missed the memo, it's pagan, pagan, pagan. So yeah, there's a bit of a theme here.
What about making stuff, Trigger? You gonna make stuff?
Yes, I've already recorded a lot of my snowing window scene, and I want to get that working before Christmas 2020, which I know is quite a long way away. So I might release that in July as a pretty ironic anti-Christmas offering. I'm making a cauldron fire, magical, boozy, colour-changing cocktails, which won't be very good for the kids, which is a sequel to this video about non-alcoholic cocktails. They're gonna bubble and smoke too, which is cool. And I'm also working on a few really new and very exciting projects too that I don't want to mention just yet, but I will be decorating my magical den too, so I'll be making fairy doors, mushroom pendants, cool sculpted models, designed paper book covers and DIY props, special effects and magical decor. Whew! I've even got a fully waterproof platform 9 3/4 Harry Potter sidey thing for the Hogwarts Express that I'm making, and that video is actually in production right now. I've got all the stuff. It's going to be epic. So if that sounds like something you'd like to see, please stick around, click the like button to like this video, subscribe and click the bell button to make sure that you don't miss anything. Have a look back through my previous videos because there's loads of really cool stuff to make there. And let's get on with this video. Sorry, I know it's taken a while. Now let's talk about pendulums, shall we? Automatic movement is a thing. Stuff can move by itself, and ghosts can affect pendulum movements and the pendulum swing. Is that true? No! No, it's not true. It's not true. So how do pendulums work, or do they work? Well, I think they do work. Sort of. The movement of a pendulum that pendulums show is created using something called the ideomotor effect. The ideomotor effect is a curious effect of the mind which could, some people believe, open access to ghosts and the supernatural. From a scientific point of view, it works by using very small muscle movements to make things move. With a pendulum, as with the fingerboard or planchette of a ouija board, the small movements are increased through the medium you're using. When I say medium, I mean the physical thing, like the pendulum or whatever, not this kind of medium. Now with this kind of pendulum, or medium, the weight is at the bottom of a thin chain. This turns it almost into a kind of lever, and a lever works like this. You have a fulcrum or pivot point, and the more you move the fulcrum one way or the other, the more or less movement you need to enact movement here. With a pendulum, all of your grip is here, and so basically that is the fulcrum, up here. So you have the whole length of the pendulum chain to amplify the tiny movements in your fingers. And the weird thing about the ideomotor effect is that the person doing the movement often doesn't know that they're actually doing it. It's almost like the unconscious mind. I'm planning a hypnosis video, by the way, and I'd say more about the unconscious mind in that video. I'll link it up here when it's done. At the time of uploading this, it's not going to be done. So if there's nothing there, don't worry about it. So small movements that you don't even know about get amplified, and then you can see the results in the object that you use to amplify that movement, right? Yes, but that's not all. You can actually use the ideomotor effect for a very cool and very deceptive magic trick. Wanna see it? You start by spreading out the deck of cards on a table in a ribbon spread like this. You ask the spectator to think of any card, but don't say it out loud. And now you ask them to point at the centre of the spread, but think about where the card is in the spread. Tell them to not give anything away at all, but keep their arm extended and point. Take hold of their wrist and move it back and forth very slowly over the cards. As you may have gathered, the extending of the arm acts like a lever, and the spectator's focus on their card leads them to make tiny movements that you can detect at the other end of the lever. Tiny signals will be amplified using a lever, allowing you to detect resistance when you're moving away from the card. So let's see if it works here with my son.
How did you do that?
So that's the idiomotor effect at work. It can work for pendulums too. Just tap into wherever you left your car keys. It's the same as dowsing for water. And what about the Ouija board? Well, some people say it's connecting people to ghosts or spirit, and maybe it is, but most logical people say it's a combination of the idiomotor effect from each participant contributing to a group delusion, and that's why nobody thinks that they are doing the moving itself, because they don't realise that their tiny movement is being expanded by the medium, the planchette or the fingerboard, and they also don't realise that they're part of a bigger motion of following the board. Now, to better explain the Ouija board, watch this. It's a game you see in management workshops sometimes where the pole is balanced on the fingers of the participants. All fingers must stay on the pole, but they must also stay underneath the pole, and the aim is to take the pole to the floor. So the exercise is one in communication, but most people don't even recognise it as a demonstration of the idiomotor effect, because the fingers being on the pole but underneath tend to push the pole upwards, and so the task of bringing it down is actually quite difficult. The fact that the fingers need to be underneath it at all times lead to everyone pushing the pole up, and they don't even realise it. It's spooky, and the only way to actually overcome the effect is by talking a lot, and probably cheating. So that's the pendulum idiomotor effect and how pendulums work. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, do me a favour and click the thumbs up button below. That's the one that looks like this, because that's a thumb. If you want to see some more of me, subscribe, click the bell button to be notified as well. By dinging that bell, it tells YouTube that it was a good video and more people should see it. It's a lot of work ahead for us on Real World Magic, I do know that, but I'm sure that we can get there, so hang around. Subscribe to make sure that you don't miss anything, and I'll see you next time. But until then, my magical friends, as always, please stay magical. Stuff can move all by itself, and goose? Sorry. They're gonna bubble and smoke too, which is cool. Witches. I didn't realise that when I wrote the script. Alright.
Please subscribe to Real World Magic.